हेलो एवरीवन। लास्ट वीडियो में हमने सॉल्व किया था स्टूडेंट्स एंड एग्जामिनेशन। इस वीडियो में हम सॉल्व करने वाले हैं मैनेजर्स विद एटलीस्ट 5 डायरेक्ट रिपोर्ट्स, जो कि हमारा क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 होगा एसक्यूएल 50 सीरीज का। लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। In this question we are given with an employee table which has ID, name, department, manager ID as their columns, where ID is the primary key, and each of this table indicate the name of the employee, the department in which the employee works, and the ID of their managers. And if the manager ID is null, then the employee does not have any managers. No employee will be the manager of themselves. Okay, and we have to write a solutions to find the managers with at least 5 direct reports. So what we have to do is, and we can return the result in any order. So let's look at an example to understand the problem clearly. You see, we are given an employee table, and in which we are given that these are the employees with their IDs, and their manager IDs are given in the respective column. So Dan reports to 101 employee ID. So Dan reports to John, James report to John, Amy, Annie, and Ron, they all reports to John, and their count is 5. So it's given in the question that at least 5 direct reports. So these 5 peoples or employees report directly to the John. So John is in our result set because at least 5 people reports to John. So we have to return the managers, or we can say the employees to which at least 5 employees reports. So by seeing the questions, we can see that we have to do manipulations in this table with itself. So it's a clear hint that we have to make a join of the same table with itself. So let's start writing the query so that you can understand better. That is select. So let's select everything initially from employee, comma employee. We have to give these two tables name because they are same to avoid conflict. Where that E. So let's see the result of this query initially. Okay, so you can see the result table here. In this table we can see something that is ID do not match, and we don't have to match, but what should be the condition to get the desired result? So you see, we have to count the number of times or what employee is reporting to what manager. So you see, E table is, let's say, employee, and EE table we will show their managers. So how to show the managers? So the condition will be where employee dot manager ID is equal to employee tables ID. So you see, the left table's manager ID should be equal to right table's ID. So the right table will now contain managers of the left table employees. So let's see the result. So you see, the Ron's manager is John, Anne, Amy, James, and Dan all have same manager, that is John. So now we can refactor our query to return the desired result. So the result set want the name, but which name should we return? Should we return this name or this name? We want the name of the manager. So the manager name is in the right table. So we want EE dot. So we want EE dot name, right? Let's run the query to see if the query gave us the correct result or not. So it gave us the wrong result. But why we got the wrong result? So first let's select everything again. So you see, in this result table, we have only John. So we thought that when returning e.name, we might get the correct result. But there can be many other employees who are reporting to different managers, right? So we have to group these all entries into their respective managers. For example, here, these all employees are reporting to manager John, but there can be different set of employees who might be reporting to different manager, and the manager might be, let's say, Dan. So 10 other employees might be reporting to Dan, right? So we have to group these managers. So group by ee.id. So group by this id, right? And also we have to check if this is a valid manager or not. And to check that, we have to write that the count should be at least 5, right? So group by e.id having this count star, this group is at least 5, that is greater than or equal to 5. So you see we got this single entry here, and from this entry we want to return e.name. So you see our query gave us the correct result. Now let's try to submit this. So solution is accepted.